Yo, 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 what's going on, people? Salute, salute. It's your boy Jay Jordan back again for another late night WNBA watch along. I got the lights a little low because it's still hot. It's around 85 degrees still, and it's 10 p.m. So I got the lights a little low. So I hope you guys can still see me. I hope everything still looks cool and good. All right, we got two games tonight, but you know what we focusing on. I got the squad shirt on. New York Liberty. We got the New York Liberty 10-3 taking on the Golden State Valkyries at 7-6. Jake, salute. What's going on? Thanks for joining. How's everything going with everyone? I have the NBA draft on currently on my screen. We have about 7 minutes or so until this game tips off. So I've been keeping an eye on the NBA draft. I wanted to take a nap, but the draft came on at 8, and I've been up I've been up just watching it. Thurston, what's going on? Hope everything is good with you. Everything seems good. All right, cool. Perfect. All right. So we got the Liberty versus the Valkyries. These teams have already faced off already. This will be the third matchup of the season between these two teams. So we're going to see if the Valkyries and we'll see if they've improved. I know they've improved, but let's see if they match up well against us. Jake asks a question. Before I get into everything, I'm going to answer this question. What happened to Benigja Laney Hamilton? Her contract at the beginning of the season was suspended because she got injured during the unrivaled season, that off-season league. She was already dealing with pain and injury from during the whole playoff run, the finals run. And then she took a break, went to play on Rival for 2 weeks and got hurt. So the Liberty suspended her contract so that they could basically clear her roster and money off the books, so that they could sign other players and free up a roster spot. So that is the deal. All right, let's quickly get into the starting lineups for this game. The New York Liberty, they were missing Sabrina Ionescu last game, due to a crick in her neck, as it was described. She's back this game. They'll start Natasha Cloud, Sabrina Ionescu. Rebecca Gardner gets her second straight start. Brianna Stewart and Niara Sabally. Their bench includes Kennedy Burke, Maureen Johannes, Isabel Harrison, Jalen Sherrod, and Marquisha Davis. The players they have out are Jonquel Jones. She's out with the ankle injury for about 4 to 6 weeks. And Leonie Fiebich, she's out due to her overseas commitments with her German national team. For the Golden State Valkyries, they're starting Veronica Burton, Tiffany Hayes, Kayla Thornton, Steph Talbot, and Mo Billings. Their bench includes Kate Martin, Caitlin Chen, Letitia Amihir, Chloe Bibby, and Bree Hall. They have a bunch of players out due to Eurobasket activities. So they have Temi Fagbenle, who just came back from Eurobasket, so she's out due to rest. Carla Late, she's the only one who actually stayed, who's out due to an injury. She's out with back soreness. Janelle Salon, Julie Van Loo, and Cecilia Zandalicini, they're all representing their countries over for Eurobasket. Janelle Salon with Team France, Zandalicini with Team Italy, and Van Loo with Team Belgium. All three of those teams advanced to the quarterfinals stage in Eurobasket, so they presumably will be there until the final day, which is on Sunday. All right, so those are the lineups in this game, I should say. Let's take a look at our stats here. So for the New York Liberty, their leading scorer is Brianna Stewart, averaging 20.8 points per game. Kayla Thornton, the ex-Liberty player, snatched up in the expansion draft. She's averaging 15.2 points per game. Natasha Cloud for the Liberty, averaging 6.5 assists. Veronica Burton for the Valkyries, averaging 4.9 assists. And for Jonquel Jones, she's averaging 9.6 rebounds. Kayla Thornton is averaging 7.2 rebounds. Hey, Mom, what's up? So, as I mentioned, the Valkyries have lost the last two games to the Liberty. They got smacked up in game one in Barclays Center, 95-67. They were much more competitive in game two, lost by only about 5 points, 82-77. This will be the third matchup of the season. Then they won't play again until September. Looking at the last 5 games, New York is on a bit of a losing streak. They beat Chicago, lost to Indiana, beat Atlanta in a 17-point comeback, and then lost back-to-back games to Phoenix and Seattle. The Valkyries, on the other hand, have won 4 of their last 5. Their last loss was, funny enough, against the Dallas Wings on June 17th, but they've knocked off Seattle, Indiana, and then beat up on Los Angeles and Connecticut. So salute to the Golden State Valkyries for what they've been able to do. Coach Nakase has them playing really well. All right, so we're about a minute and a half away from tip-off. This game is on League Pass. If you're in the New York area, it's on My 9, which is our local channel 9 here. Or you can watch it on the Liberty Live app if you're in the local area. I do have a poll started. At least I thought I did have a poll. I do have a poll started. Make sure you vote in the poll. Who do you think is going to win this game between the Liberty and the Valkyries? If you were with me last night, we did a doubleheader last night. Had a good game. The first game was a good game between the Mystics and the Lynx. Mystics ended up getting the upset. Second game sort of got a little... It was close for a good amount of time. Then the fever started to take off towards the end. But we have another late night, the Liberty on their West Coast trip because the NBA draft is taking place at Barclays Center. So around this time is when the Liberties go out on the road, while the NBA draft takes place at Barclays Center. What's up, Liz? Salute, salute. Glad to have you back for another night of WNBA basketball. Yeah, there's the mom. Mom be popping in. That's mom's right there. Mom be popping in on the streams. Appreciate it. Let's get the likes up, people. Make sure you leave a like on the stream. Subscribe if you are new here. Somebody subscribed as we started, so we're now 13 away from 1K subs on the channel. This is my 3rd season doing this. I appreciate everyone who's come along for the ride to follow some WNBA hoops. All right, there's another game that is taking place. I'll briefly touch on it before this game kicks off. Let me switch my TV over to that. Oh yeah, I remember, Liz, you were telling me that they were going to this game tonight. We do have the Connecticut Sun at 2-12 versus the Las Vegas Aces at 6-7. For the visiting Connecticut Sun, they're starring Bria Hartley, J.C. Sheldon, Sanaya Rivers, Nelson Adota, and Tina Charles. For the Aces, they're starting Chelsea Gray, Jewel Lloyd, Jackie Young, Asia Wilson, and Kia Stokes. So that's the lineup for this second game. I'll be keeping an eye on it as we really pay attention to this Liberty versus Valkyries game. You'll see the score at the top of your screen there. And we'll also touch on some stats when I see players having a good evening. All right, the broadcast is kicking off from the Chase Center in downtown San Francisco. So we'll see what happens here. Make sure you vote in the poll. I'm gonna end it as we tip off. If I remember, sometimes I'll be forgetting to end the poll. So I will try to end it. Cicely, what's good? Salute, salute. Hope all is well. The Liberty are currently in 2nd place. The Valkyries, they're not there. I think the Valkyries are in 7th or 8th seed. They took the thing off the screen before I could see it. But the Liberty are in 2nd. The Valkyries are in a playoff spot currently. So we'll see if they can. This is their 4th or 5th different starting lineup of the season. There's games they've had without Leo, game they had without Sabrina, games that they've had without JJ, and so they've been mixing and matching as the season has gone along, but they're still positive. Let's see if they can get their first win on this road trip here. We shall see. Let me start my recording here. Okay, make sure you get those votes in. Make sure you get those votes in. They're doing just a little some pre-game stuff here. Talking about Marine Johannes, she had 17 points last game. She made her first 7 shots. Towards the end of the game, she couldn't make anything for us. All of our offense basically was terrible towards the end of the game. We had 21 turnovers, so that was back-to-back games with 20 plus turnovers for the Liberty. So they have to improve in that area if they want to pull off a win here this evening. Salute, Chris. Thanks for the vote. All right, we're about to kick off. I have the starting lineups on your screens. And that's what they just announced here. That's what they just showed. So we shall see. Sabrina in the back home in the Bay Area. Her first game, her first professional WNBA game in the Bay Area. She was not gonna miss this for anything. Sabrina averaging 20.4 points per game compared to the 20.8 from Breanna Stewart. So she's 0.4 behind Stewie for the team lead in points per game. She has 6 20-point games already compared to 7 for Stewie. Her percentage is in the low 40s, 43%. So she's going to look to try and improve that. All right. Let us see how this game unfolds. Hope the Liberty can get off to a great start. Pam next, thanks for the fun fact. Valkyries have 3 former UCLA players: Coach Nakase, Kayla Thornton, and Mo Billings. Oh, don't forget Rebecca Gardner went to UCLA as well. Rebecca Gardner went to UCLA. So 4 actually. All right, we're waiting for the tip-off here. All right, there we go. So it's Mo Billings versus Breanna Stewart for the tip-off. Breanna Stewart with the long wingspan. And we're off, and the Liberty win the tip here. Natasha Cloud with the ball. Liberty with their first ever game at the Chase Center in the Bay Area. Rebecca Gardner starts off with a corner 3. She gets her own rebound. Over to Stewie. Stewie tries to shoot a 3, and Stewie misses a 3. Rebound to Mo Billings. Billings gets it over to Veronica Burton. So the Liberty start off with 2 threes there. So we shall see how it pans out. They're 0 for 2. Hayes comes off the screen, pulls up for a 2, and goes out of bounds. It looks like Kayla Thornton just slipped somehow. Sabrina Ionescu and her have a laugh as Sabrina helps her up. And the Liberty will have the basketball. They're focused on Natalie Nakase. This is her first season as a head coach in the WNBA. She was assistant coach with the Las Vegas Aces the past 3 seasons. Sabrina gets it over to Stewie, over to Cloud. Cloud pump fakes, over to Stewie. Stewie tries to drive. Attacks, gets downhill. Left hand scoop over. It rolls out. Niara Sabli tries to tip it in. It gets tipped out by Mo Billings. Liberty retain possession. See, I'll be forgetting to end this poll. I'm going to end the poll now. I'm balling to Stewie. Stewie attacks Talbot, and that's easy money. The Liberty on the board first. They're up 2-0. So 75% say Liberty. The majority say Liberty. Veronica Burton with the ball. Picks up her dribble over to Hayes. Hayes still has that mask on. She's dealing with a couple nose injuries. Thornton finds the cutting Burton. Guarded by Stewie. Out to Billings. Billings tries to get downhill. Spin move. Tries to go up and under. Cloud gets a hand on it. 3 seconds. Talbot from the corner 3. And she rattles it in. Steph Talbot gets the Valkyries on the board with a contested corner 3. It's 3-2. Sabrina comes off the screen. She pulls up for a 3 and misses. That looked like an air ball. I don't even know if it grazed the rim. But it is Valkyries basketball. I would like the Liberty to get more ball movement before taking a shot like that. Ball in play to Hayes. Gives it back to Burton. Burton with the ball. Comes off the screen. And Talbot again for 3. She misses this time. Burton gets the offensive rebound. Over to Billings. Back to Burton. Burton in the corner tries to attack baseline. Finds the cutting Talbot. And Talbot with the first 5 points here for the Valkyries. So it's 5-2 Golden State over to Sabrina. Sabrina comes off the screen. It's to Stewie over to Cloud. Cloud gets the screen from Rebecca. Up top to Stewie. Finds Niara in the post against Billings. Out to Cloud. Cloud, no hesitation three. That looks off. That's an air ball. And that's 2 air balls here by the Liberty from 3. They haven't made one yet. And they've taken 4. Oh, Jonquel Jones is in San Francisco. She's on the bench here in street clothes. Ball in play with the Valkyries. So Liberty getting a little too happy from free. Burton gets downhill, gets stripped by Sabrina, and it goes out of bounds. So it remains Valkyries basketball here. Burton the inbound. And she tries to get it to Talbot. Stewie tips it out of bounds. They'll retry the inbound pass here. Burton the inbound. And she throws it into Billings. Billings, handoff to Hayes. Hayes reverse spins. Tries to get downhill, goes up, draws the foul on Niara Sabali. She falls on the floor. Tiff Hayes, it wouldn't be Tiff Hayes if she's not on the floor. She'll go to the line for 2 free throws. So Hayes at the line for 2 free throws. First free throw is up. She knocks it down. Hayes with the ball. Second free throw is up, and she knocks it down. So Golden State with the early lead, 7-2 here in the first quarter. Cloud over to Stewie, top of the key. Stewie handoff to Sabrina. Sabrina guarded by KT. She picks up her dribble over to Cloud. Finds Niara on the roll to the basket. Goes up, fouled, and it's a blocking foul. Niara will go to the line for free throws. So good cut to the middle of the floor by Niara Sabali. And she'll go to the line for the Liberty's first free throws of the game. Niara Sabali, first free throw of the night. She cashes in. Niara Sabali for the second free throw. It's up and too strong. Fight for the rebound. And they say it's Valkyries basketball. The referees are going to have a conversation about it. Oh, so it stays with the Liberty. They reverse it. It stays with the Liberty here. Sabrina the inbound, gets it into Stewie in the post against Talbot. Talbot with the ball over to Cloud. Cloud comes off the screen, throws up the floater, and that's what I want Cloud to do. Get into the paint and look to score. She scores the floater, 5-7 New York. Tudo, what up? Salute, salute. What's good? And they call a foul. I think the foul is on Natasha Cloud for a trip. They're showing the replay of Natasha Cloud's last basket. She got into the paint and shot the floater. Well, that's what we needed to do. Ball inbound to get it to Tiff Hayes. Hayes with the ball. Hayes gets it to Burton. Back to Hayes. Hayes for the 3, and Hayes knocks down the wing 3. And the Valkyries up by 5. 10-5 Golden State. Valkyries 2 for 3. They get the ball over to Stewie. Stewie drives into the paint, goes up off balance, rattles around, and scores. Stewie gets the 5-footer to go. It's 10-7. She had 18 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists last game. Burton for 3. Now the Golden State Valkyries raining down threes here. And it's 13-7. Burton with the three. 13-7. Sabrina with the ball. Gets it over to Stewie. Right side to Rebecca Gardner. Gardner steps back for a three. And Beck Gardner answers with a three. Rebecca Gardner in her second start knocks down the three. And it's 13-10. Hayes comes off the screen. Hayes over to Burton. Burton tries to get downhill. Picks up her dribble over to Hayes. Hayes gets downhill, tries to draw the foul. Bad pass, throws it to the Valkyries bench, and it's a turnover there. I would like to see the Liberty not switch that between Niara and Natasha Cloud, so it doesn't force Niara to guard on the perimeter. Well, ball in play here with the Liberty. Down three, 13-10. Valkyries have caught fire from three. Stewie goes down the lane, draws the foul on Mo Billings and one Brianna Stewart. So Brianna Stewart will go to the line to complete the three-point play. Stewie comes off that curl, getting downhill. That's where I like to see Brianna Stewart getting downhill instead of just living out on the perimeter. Brianna Stewart for the three-point play is up, and she rattles it in. Tie game at 13. Ball in play with Hayes. No subs have been made as of yet. No. They throw it down to KT. KT turnaround jump shot. Oh, and Talbot gets the offensive rebound. Finds Billings. Billings goes up and scores. Liberty half the gang rebound as Billings gets the easy basket. 15-13. Stewie hands it off to Sabrina. Sabrina finds the cutting Stewart. Stewart goes up on KT and scores. And has a little something to say about it as well. Ties it back up at 15. Hayes, wild three, and as a long rebound goes over to Kayla Thornton. Substitution happened. Kennedy Burke comes in for Niara Sabali. Pass, 4 to shoot. Hayes, deep three, fight for the rebound, and Sabrina chases it down. So Kennedy Burke is the first substitution of the game. Sabrina gets it to Rebecca. Back to Sabrina. Sabrina picks up her dribble. Somebody has to make themselves available. And Cloud has it now. Cloud over to Stewie. Stewie feeling it from three. And Brianna Stewart knocks down the three. Stewie feeling it early. And Brianna Stewart up to 12 points here in the first quarter. Why do I have... It's 18-15. Oh, I'm adding stuff to the wrong team. 18-17. Good looks. I got to remember the Liberty, not the home team. 18-15. Missed by the Liberty, rebound to Mo Billings. 18-17, actually. There we go. 18-17 is the score. Sabrina with the ball. Oh, sorry. Kayla with the ball attacks Sabrina. Euro steps over her and has something to say to her. And the Golden State Valkyries retake the lead. 18-19. Stewie with the ball over to Kennedy Burke. Kennedy Burke tries to drive down the lane. Out to Rebecca. Rebecca drives down the lane. Hangs and hits. Rebecca Gardner with the drive into the paint. Hangs on the rim and she scores. Liberty retake the lead 20-19. Burton with the ball now. We haven't had a timeout yet. Burton goes under the basket over to Talbot. Talbot for three. And that's 2 threes by Talbot. They're leaving Talbot open. And she's knocking it down. She's their leading scorer. Natasha Cloud gets downhill. Finds Kennedy Burke. Burke for three on the answer. And KB with the answer for three. It's 23-22. New York on top. It's going back and forth here. Kennedy Burke, one of the league leaders in three-point percentage. KT tries to answer and she misses. Fight for the rebound. Rebecca Gardner secures it over to Sabrina. Sabrina gets middle of the floor. Finds Kennedy Burke. Same spot. Will it be the same result? And it's the same result. KB back-to-back threes here. And the Liberty up 4. 26-22. Kennedy Burke from the same exact spot she just hit from. Hayes for three. And we having a three-point shootout here. Tiffany Hayes from the left wing. And it's 26-25. Cloud with the ball. Cloud tries to hit a three now, and she misses. and they call a foul there on the ground on Burton, and we have our first break in play. Did they call it on Burton or on? Yeah, it is on Burton. So we have our first TV timeout here. Liberty up 26-25. We're having a little bit of a 3-point shootout out there in San Francisco. Nah, that can't be the right score on Connecticut, Las Vegas. 19-0? Is that right? Oh, that's crazy. Let's take a look at the box score right quick for our game. Refresh. Thank you. Score is 26-25. New York on top. Rebecca Gardner with 5 points. 12 for Breanna Stewart in the first quarter. Niara Sabli with 1 free throw. Got 2 for Natasha Cloud. And Sabrina Ionescu yet to score. She does have 3 assists. The Golden State Valkyries, Steph Talbot with 8 points. 4 for Kayla Thornton, 2 for Billings, 3 for Burton, 8 for Hayes. So everybody in the starting lineup has scored for the Golden State Valkyries. The Liberty do have 6 off the bench from Kennedy Burke. But that score 19-2 is crazy. Let's take a quick look at that game. 19-2, the Vegas Aces up over the Connecticut Sun. I know there's no Mabry. I think they said Mabry was going to be out this game, right? Yeah, she is. So where are they going to get their offense from? Nobody in the starting lineup has scored. It's been Lindsey Allen off the bench with 2 points. For the Aces, you have Jackie Young with 3, Asia with 6, and 8 from Jewel Lloyd. And 2 off the bench from Tiffany Mitchell. Yikes, that game. And that game is on national TV, NBA TV. So God bless those Connecticut Sun fans who are watching that one. Let's go back to the Liberty though. Our first break of the game, Liberty started off 0 for 4 from 3. They're currently 4 for 10. We have 1 from Rebecca, 1 from Brianna, and 2 from Kennedy Burke. For the Golden State Valkyries, you got 2 from Hayes, 2 from Talbot, and 1 from Burton. They're shooting really good from 3. Why aren't they showing? All right, game is coming back. Game is coming back now. Okay, so Maureen Johannes has checked in for the New York Liberty. I have to see who's taking a seat. So Marine with the ball. So it's Sabrina, Marine, Jalen Sherrod, Burke, and Stewart on the floor. Sabrina with the ball. Sabrina over to Stewie. Stewie pump fakes. Tries to attack KT. Goes between the legs. Shoots a mid-range jump shot contested. Kennedy Burke with the offensive rebound. Reverse layup is good. Kennedy Burke cleans it up and scores for the Liberty. They're up 3, 28-25. Chloe Bibby has checked in for the Valkyries, as well as Caitlin Chen. Bibby for 3. Her first touch is good. Chloe Bibby knocks down the 3. And it's tied at 28. They're getting dribble penetration and kicking it out. Sabrina with the ball. Sabrina, corner to Sherrod. Sherrod up top to Stewie. Over to the Marine. Marine comes off the screen. Marine steps back for a contested 3 and bounces off the rim. Rebound to Kayla Thornton. Hayes with the ball. Hayes gets downhill. Draws the foul, and she'll go back to the line for free throws. Chris says it's going to be a high-scoring game. Yeah, it's looking that way. You gotta know your personnel. Tiffany Hayes wants to get to that left hand. So Tiffany Hayes at the line for free throws. Yeah, Cicely, that's the thing with the training camp contract says Hayes hits the first. That's why they invite so many players. So in the event where you're missing your key players, like for a tournament like Eurobasket or players get hurt, you can bring in some other players that are already familiar with the system, and they'll be able to contribute immediately. Hand off to Sabrina after she makes both free throws. Tiffany Hayes, she's up to 10 points. So it's 30-28 here. Ball over to Sabrina. Sabrina finds the cutting Stewart. She goes up, layup. Oh, bounces off and misses. Thornton with the rebound. Kayla Thornton with the ball. Over to Talbot. Talbot picks up her, gets it over to Hayes left side. Hayes attacks Sabrina. She gets right to the basket and scores the easy layup. And Valkyries retake a 4-point lead here. Sabrina with the ball. It's about the shot clock and game clock are identical here. And we have a 3 in the key here by the Valkyries. So we get a free throw here. It's a technical free throw. So Sabrina at the line looking for her first point of the game. And she knocks down the technical free throw. So it's 32-29. So 12 seconds to go on the clock. Sabrina gets it into Stewie, who gives it back to her. 8 seconds. Sabrina's at half court. Looking for the screen. Gets the screen. Gets around the head. Sabrina, deep three. Airballs it. Kennedy Burke with the rebound out. And instead of looking at the clock, she tries to throw it back to Sabrina. It goes into the backcourt, but the clock expires. That's the end of the first. The Valkyries have a 3-point lead. 32-29. At the end of the first. Let's take a look at the box score. 32-29 end of the first. Both teams had the leads momentarily in that first quarter, but the Valkyries end the quarter with it. So for New York, you got Brianna Stewart with 12 on 5 of 9 shooting. She played the whole first quarter. Rebecca Gardner with 5 points. 1 for Niara Sablé. She played half the quarter. Sabrina played the whole quarter. Had that 1 free throw there with 3 assists. Natasha Cloud with 2. And Kennedy Burke off the bench with 8. They're shooting 47.8% from the field, 33% from 3-point range. Good thing is they don't have any turnovers. Let me knock on wood. They have no turnovers in that first quarter, and they have 8 assists. For Golden State, it's balanced offense for them. 8 for Talbot on 2 or 3 shooting from 3. They have 4 from Thornton, 2 from Billings, 12 from Hayes, 3 from Burton. And then their bench, you have 3 from Bibby, and Caitlin Chen didn't score yet. They're shooting 61% from the field, 60% from 3. They only have 1 turnover and 10 assists. So both teams taking care of the basketball. The teams are both playing defense, but not strong enough. The teams are getting whatever they want. So that is the score right now. Looking at this Aces Connecticut game, they're already into the second quarter. Aces are up 21-8. 21-8. Edgardo said New York Liberty. My friend, I do not speak Espanol. So somebody, if you do, please translate for me. Con Landing with the fun fact here. The other game is the Battle of the Gamblers between the Connecticut Sun and the Las Vegas Aces, the WNBA's 2 casino-based franchises. The Connecticut Sun are owned by the Mohegan Sun tribe. If you're from the Northeast, you know about the Mohegan Sun Casino. And the Aces play in Gambler City. Oh, thank you, Cicely. Who will win? I don't know. It's looking like the Valkyries right now. Looking like the Valkyries. I would not put it past the Valkyries to pull off a win here. All right, so second quarter about to resume here. Oh, I forgot to reset stuff for the second quarter. Let's get that situated. So it is Valkyries ball. Caitlin Chen will inbound to get it into Kate Martin, who's getting her first minutes of the game. So it's Hayes, Martin, Bibby, Chen, and Thornton. Hayes with the ball. Hayes tries to get it down to Bibby, and the pass goes out of bounds. So Liberty will get possession here. Ball in play with the Liberty. Brianna Stewart hasn't taken a rest yet. She's back on the floor. Rebecca Gardner finds Marine. Back to Rebecca. Rebecca gets downhill into the paint. Hangs and hits. Rebecca Gardner giving us that downhill presence. And she gets another basket there. Rebecca Gardner up to 7 points. Kate Martin tries to dribble, gets smacked out. Oh, they called a foul on Marine Johannes. I thought it was a deflection out of bounds. That's what I like. That's what the Liberty are missing. Somebody who's ready to get downhill and not just stay on the perimeter and shoot a bunch of jump shots. Ball and play with the Valkyries. Hayes with the ball. Hayes over to Martin. Guarded by Johannes. Down to Bibby. Bibby, one leg fall away and misses. Stewie with the rebound. Stewie over to Marine. Marine Johannes with the ball. Gets it over to Stewie. Stewie almost runs away from the wall. Back to Marine. Marine, snatchback dribble. Contested three from deep and misses. I don't really like that shot. I want to see Marine try to get downhill. Hayes bumps off Sherrod. Gets downhill. Finds Martin. Martin almost travels. Blocked by Gardner, though. Gardner with a great recovery. And Stewie on the run here. Stewie gets downhill. And they don't call a foul. Marine gets the offensive rebound over to Burke. Burke over to Gardner. Gardner for three. Oh, halfway down and out for Gardner. That was literally halfway down the basket. Rebound to the Valkyries. Hayes with the ball. Right side of the floor. Crossover. Right to left. Gets into the paint. And takes some contact. Doesn't get the foul call. Ball rolls out. Over to Stewie. Stewie over to Burke. Burke gets downhill. Spin move. Gets blocked by Chen. Rebecca Gardner with the offensive rebound. And then Kennedy Burke with the tip up. Put back. And the Liberty have the lead here. 33-32. Ball over to Thornton and Stewie with the block on her former teammate, Kayla Thornton. It's end-to-end action here. I can't even keep up. 33-32. Stewie with another block here. Niara Sabali would check back into this game. Kennedy Burke with some good minutes here. She'll go to the bench. Jalen Sherrod also goes to the bench for Natasha Cloud. It looked like she got the wind knocked out of her on one of the previous plays. Burton is back in for the Valkyries. Kate Martin tries to drive on Marine. She picks up her dribble, tries to dribble through, and shoots over her and scores anyway. So Kate Martin looking to attack Marine Johannes, and she gets the better of her on that possession. 34-33. Brianna Stewart bringing the ball up the court, gets it over in the corner to Gardner. Gardner in the corner to Stewie. Wants a screen. Gets the screen. Pulls up for a three in the corner. And Stewie knocks a right corner three. So that's 2 threes in the game for Stewie. 15 for Stewie already. Veronica Burton tries to get downhill. He throws it up top to Martin. Martin over to Billings. Billings on the drive. Throws up the off-balance layup and misses. Stewie with the rebound. Bounce past the Cloud. Cloud over to Marine. Marine hangs and hits. Great fast break there by the Liberty. Instant. 38-34. 4-point lead for the Libs. Oh, I didn't even start the clock, guys. I'll fix it. I'm going to just run it for a bit. It's 6:56 to go in the second quarter. Foul there by the Liberty. So it is Valkyrie's ball here. 38-34 Liberty on top. Chen gets it into Burton. Burton with the ball. Burton over to Chen, top of the key. Looking for Martin. Martin goes back door. Gets trapped here. Whoa, that should be a jump ball there. They call it a travel, actually. It's a travel by Kate Martin. So great trap there by the Liberty to force Kate Martin into a travel. That's 3 turnovers by the Valkyries. Don't jinx it, Roz. Roz, the announcer on the broadcast, said I don't want to call the Liberty have 0 turnovers. Don't jinx it. Cloud with the ball. Cloud gets into the paint, dribbles back out. Cloud gets downhill over to Niara. Niara stops, steps through, shoots over Billings. Can't get it. She saves it though. Right to Marine. Marine over to Stewie. Stewie, baseline jump shot. Rolls off. Mo Billings with the rebound. Ball over to Chen. Martin with it now. Martin left side, throws it down to Thornton, tries to throw the lob pass over. Great help side defense by Stewie. Another turnover by the Valkyries. Over to Marine. Marine, snatchback dribble. Corner to Cloud. Over to Stewie in the post against Burton. Left hand hook over her. That's barbecue chicken. And a timeout called by Natalie Nakase. The Liberty just rattled off 7-0 run by the Liberty, it feels like. They are outscoring the Valkyries 11-2 here in the quarter. So Breanna Stewart doing it from everywhere. Shooting the three, hitting the midi. Can't stop her as we go to a timeout. Whew, let me get some beverage right quick. That was a lot of talking. So the Liberty on a nice run here. 40-34. Let's take a look at the box score right quick. Salute to everybody on the stream. Make sure you leave a like. Subscribe if you're new here. We're about 13 away from 1K subs on the channel. Appreciate you guys and your support. If you're new, if you're old, appreciate it all the same. 40-34 is the score. So if we look at the recent plays here, let's see if we can narrow it down to when the Liberties start scoring. It doesn't go back too far. But the Liberty on a nice run here. As I mentioned, they're outscoring them 11-2 in the second quarter. For the Liberty, Breanna Stewart, she's played basically every minute of the first half so far. 17 points, 5 rebounds, and a block for her. She's hit 2 of her 3 threes. You have Rebecca Gardner, her second start of the season. 7 points for her with 2 rebounds and a block. You have Niara Sabali with 1 point. She does have 2 fouls, though. Natasha Cloud with 2 points and 6 assists. And Sabrina Ionescu, first game back from the neck stiffness. She only has 1 point, 0 for 3. She's only taken 3-pointers so far. She's on the bench. Kennedy Burke off the bench with 10 points, which is good news. And Maureen Johannes with 2 points. Sherrod came in and went back to the bench. Yeah, Sigmund, it's a competitive game so far. Liberty 5 for 15 from 3. I would like to see them continue to get down into the paint. Breanna Stewart can hunt those mismatches. She has the wingspan on basically everybody out there. For the Valkyries, Kayla Thornton with 4. Their leading player is Tiffany Hayes with 12. You have 8 from Talbot, 2 from Billings, 3 from Burton. And their bench, you got 3 from Bibby and 2 from Kate Martin. All right. So that was the Valkyries with the timeout. All right. They're advertising the commemorative tickets for the Liberty, tickets from Game 5 of the finals last year, and from Ring Night. Ring Night, that was the beginning of the season. I got my tickets up there. Can't even point. Where is it? It's over there. Y'all see it. Right up there. My commemorative tickets, if you haven't seen them before. Ball in play here with the Valkyries. So Hayes with the ball. Hayes dribbles. She wants to clear out. Hayes looks to attack. Gets cut off. Over to Burton. Burton for 3. Fight for the rebound. Niara gets the rebound. And she gets it out to Marine. Marine over to Stewie. Stewie has not been benched yet. They need her. They want to win here. Marine with the ball. Back over to Stewie. Left side. Stewie tries to get downhill. Bumps off to Cloud. Cloud over to Marine. Marine over to Rebecca Gardner in the corner. She drives baseline. Reverse layup. Gets blocked. And Monique Billings with the rebound. I would like Marine to shoot the wide open ones. But it's all good. Hayes with the ball. Over to Talbot. Talbot tries to drive. Gets cut off. Over to Hayes. Guarded by Cloud with 5 on the clock. Hayes drives and scores the left-hand layup. You cannot give up the left hand. Niara Sabali has to be better there. She gave the lane right up for Mo Billings. I'd rather Mo Billings shoot a three than Tiffany Hayes get a layup. 40-36. Brianna Stewart gets down the lane and scores over Talbot. It's Brianna Stewart having a quarter here. She's about to have another 20-point quarter. Veronica Burton over to Talbot. Talbot for a three. She misses. Long rebound. Goes to Hayes. Back over to Talbot. Talbot. Corner. Monique Billings has it. Johannes had a hand on it. Hayes loses the ball. She's on the floor. Dives on the floor. And they call a jump ball here. So miscommunication between Billings and Hayes leads to a jump ball between Hayes and, I think, Niara. So it's 2 seconds on the clock. So if the Valkyries get it, they have to get a quick shot up. So we have a jump ball here between Rebecca Gardner and Tiffany Hayes. 2 seconds on the shot clock for the Valkyries if they get possession. Gets tipped up. Chen, turnaround jump shot. And it's an air ball shot clock violation. She tried her best. The Valkyries as a team lead the league in rebounding. They're averaging around 37.5 rebounds a game as a team. Ball in play here with the New York Liberty. Natasha Cloud has the ball. Sabrina Ionescu has checked back in. Gets it over to Sabrina in the corner. That looks off. It's an air ball for Sabrina again. It goes off a Valkyries player and out of bounds. Sabrina shot a few air balls so far in this game. Cloud to inbound here. Ball gets into Burke. Burke attacks Burton. Goes up. Gets blocked by Billings. Gets the rebound. Tries to put it back while falling down. I don't know why. She could have just waited a bit. Hayes with the hezzy. Gets into the paint. Goes up for the layup. And misses. Rebound to Cloud. And Kennedy Burke chases it down. Over to Cloud. Cloud with the ball. Top of the key. Slows it down here. 42-36. Cloud gets downhill over to Burke in the corner. Burke for a corner three. She shoots an air ball. Fight for the rebound. And it goes off of Sabali out of bounds. Liberty shooting a lot of air balls here. So it's Golden State basketball here. 3:23 to go here. Letitia Ami here checks in for the first time tonight. She gets it into Veronica Burton. Burton calls out the play. Burton over to Ami here. Ami here with the ball. Hand off to Talbot. Talbot with 9 on the clock. Tries to attack. Gets cut off by Cloud. Billings, corner three. She shoots an air ball. Ami here with the rebound. 3 seconds to go. She doesn't recognize. Ami here. Off balance jumper. And that's hits the backboard only. Shot clock violation. So good defense by the Liberty there. So the offenses have grinded to a little bit of a halt here compared to that high scoring first quarter. We have a timeout here. 3 minutes to go. Liberty up 42-36. Outscoring the Valkyries 13-4 in this quarter. All right. So let me move this out the way. Oh boy. Move this out the way here. There we go. Let's take a look at the box score. I'm sorry about that. 42-36 is the score. So a couple sloppy possessions there, leading to just air balls for both teams. As I mentioned, Liberty outscoring them 13-4 in this quarter. Brianna Stewart leading the way almost with a 20-point first half, has 19 and 5. She hasn't sat a minute besides timeouts. 7 for Gardner. The rest of the starters need to help. 1 for Sabali, 1 for Sabrina, 2 for Cloud. Kennedy Burke, thankfully, is helping off the bench. 10 points for her. 2 for Maureen Johannes. And that is the scoring there. For the Golden State Valkyries, it's been Tiffany Hayes, 14 points for her to lead the way. 8 for Talbot still. And nobody else has scored since. So they've only scored 4 points in this quarter. Let's take a brief look at the other game that's going on right now. Looks like Connecticut trying to make a game of it. Let's refresh this. 38-23 is the score. Aces on top of the Connecticut Sun. They outscored them 21-6 in the first. It's tied 17-17 in the second. So we have rookie Sanaya Rivers with 6 points, 6 for Tina Charles. You got 4 for Nelson Adota and Bria Hartley. JC Sheldon hasn't scored. Off the bench, Allen with 2, Peters with 1. They're shooting 27% from the field, 0 for 3 from 3. Then for the Las Vegas Aces, you have Jackie Young with 10 points. Jewel Lloyd also with 10. You got 8 from both Wilson and Chelsea Gray. And then you still got the 2 points there from Tiffany Mitchell off the bench. So we'll keep an eye on this game as well, but I'm expecting the Aces comfortable win. Broadcast coming back for the Liberty game now. We'll get back to that. 42-36. Let me see if my ticker is working now. See game leaders. There we go. Got the game leaders for every category at the bottom of your screen. Looks like Stewie is about to get her first rest of the game. 42-36. Ball in play here with the Liberty. So it's Cloud, Burke, Sabali, Gardner, and Ionescu. Oh, Cloud finds Sabali, gets blocked by Amihir. Amihir crosses half court over to Burton. Great interior defense there by the Valkyries. Over to Talbot. Talbot over to Hayes. Hayes pump fakes. Goes cross court to Billings. Over to Amihir. Amihir with 5 on the clock. Amihir tries to attack. Fights through. And they call a foul there on Natasha Cloud. So Amihir will go to the line. Natasha Cloud is hitting a jump ball. She did get her hands on the ball. But she did also get some arm as well. So Amihir at the line looking for her first points of the game. First free throws up, and she knocks it down. So let's see how the Liberty can do in the non-Brianna Stewart minutes here. Amihir, second free throw is up, and she cashes it in. So it's 42-38 now. Valkyries are 6 for 6 from the line. Cloud with the ball, gets it over to Sabrina. Sabrina pump fake, gets into the paint, gets cut off. Off balance midi. Niara with the offensive rebound and putback. Good rebound by Niara Sabali. Sabrina looks like she's pressing just a little bit, being back in her home city, or I guess you can say home county, whatever you want to call it, in the Bay Area. Tiffany Hayes wide open for 3. Fight for the rebound. Billings gets the rebound and gets it over to Talbot. Talbot with the ball. 6 on the clock. Talbot gets downhill. Tries to go up and under, off balance, and scores. Had Niara Sabali spinning there and scores. 44-40. Sabrina with the ball. Over to Cloud. Cloud pump fakes the pass. Corner to Gardner. Gardner corner 3. Off the rim. Fight for the rebound. And Mihir secures it after the tip. Over to Burton. Burton comes off the screen going left. Burton gets downhill. Over to Billings in the corner for 3. That's off. Rebound goes to Sabrina. Sabrina with the ball. Looks to get downhill. Finds... Oh, she predicted that pass. Hayes with the steal. That's the first turnover by the Liberty. Hayes gets downhill and draws the foul. So Tiffany Hayes, a foul magnet. She'll be going back to the line. These will be her 5th and 6th free throws. So Hayes at the line. First free throw is up, and she misses. That's her first miss of the game. Stewie checks in, and Niara Sabali will check out. So for this remaining 106, Breanna Stewart will look to try and extend or keep this Liberty lead. Hayes' second free throw is good. So Tiff Hayes up to 15 points here. Ball in play to Stewie. Stewie playing a lot of point forward here. Guarded full court by Ami here. Gets it over to Sabrina. Back to Stewie. Over to Sabrina. Sabrina guarded by Billings. Tries to drive by her. Gets into the paint. No look over to Cloud in the corner. Cloud gets downhill. Off balance. Tries to go glass. Ami here with the rebound. Burton with the ball. Crosses half court. Over to Ami here. Guarded by Sabrina. Back to Burton. Burton crossover on Sabrina. Gets into the paint. Hangs and one. Gets fouled and scores. So Veronica Burton will go to the line with a chance to tie here. So Burton for the 3-point play. And she misses. Fight for the rebound. Billings gets the offensive rebound and gets it out to Hayes. 8 seconds on the clock. Hayes rejects the screen, gets into the paint. That's a jump ball there. So it's going to be a jump ball here between Hayes and Gardner. 5 seconds on the shot clock for the Valkyries if they win possession. Ball gets tipped up to Billings. Billings with it to Burton. She fumbles it. Has to chuck it up. Oh, she almost hits it from like half court. But Sabrina has the rebound over to Stewie with 6 on the clock, 5 on the clock. Stewie, that should be a blocking foul, and it is a blocking foul on Hayes. Yeah, Tiffany Hayes was moving, so they're not gonna call that. That was a blocking foul. So Breanna Stewart at the line. First free throw is up, and she knocks it down. So it's 45-43. Breanna Stewart, a 20-point first half for her. Second free throw is up, and Stewie knocks him down. 46-43. The Valkyries have hit a half-court shot to end the half already this season. So Liberty playing up. Jalen Sherrod checks in, almost gets to steal. 4.6 seconds go off the point. I should say 0.4 seconds go off the clock. It's 4.6 to go here. Burton with the ball over to Hayes. Hayes throws it up from half court, and it's an air ball, and that's how the quarter ends. So the Liberty, after being down in the first, claw back in the second, and they have a 3-point lead going into halftime. 46-43 at the half. As always, at halftime, we'll take a look at the box score, the team stats, and then we'll peek around the other games that are taking place. For the Liberty to only have 1 point from Sabrina Ionescu, it's a miracle that they're up in this game, thanks to 21 from Breanna Stewart. So let's get things ready for the second half, and then we'll take a look at these stats. All right, so 40. Oh, no, no, refresh. Yep, so 46-43 here at the half. The Liberty outscored the Valkyries 17-11 in that second quarter. For Brianna Stewart, played 18 of the 20 minutes in the first, 21 points, 5 rebounds for her. That's good. She has no turnovers. You have 7 for Gardner, 3 for Niara Sabali, 2 for Cloud, and 1 for Sabrina. Kennedy Burke with 10 off the bench and 2 for Marine Johannes. The Liberty shooting 39% from the field, 27.8% from 3, 5 for 6 from the line. They have 20 rebounds as a team, 12 assists, only 1 turnover, which is a miracle. They've had 20 plus turnovers in the past 2 games. 1 steal and 3 blocks. For the Golden State Valkyries, you got Stephanie Talbot with 10, 4 for Thornton, 2 for Billings, 15 for Hayes. She's been getting to the line at will. 5 for Burton, and then their bench, you got 2 from Martin, 3 from Bibby, and 2 from Ami here. They have 19 rebounds as a team, 10 assists, and 4 turnovers. Also have 1 steal and 3 blocks. But they're shooting better from the field. They're shooting 40.5% from the field, 33% from 3. And they've taken more free throws. Peter, what's good? I haven't seen you in a bit. Aces and 5 in your dreams. In your dreams. So that's the Liberties and the Valkyries box score and team stats there. Let's take a look at the other game that's going on. That's at halftime. 40-29, the Aces up over the lowly Connecticut Sun. Aces outscored them 21-6 in the first. Got outscored 23-19 in the second. For the Sun, you had Sanaya Rivers with 6 points, 8 for Tina Charles, 8 for Nelson Adota, 4 for Bria Hartley, and none for JC Sheldon. Then you got Lindsay Allen with 2, 1 for Haley Peters. They're shooting 28% from the field, 0% from 3, but they are 11 for 12 from the line. For the Aces, you have Jackie Young with 12 and 4 rebounds. You got 8 for Asia Wilson, got 10 for Jewel Lloyd, and 8 for Chelsea Gray. Aaliyah Nye off the bench with none. Dana Evans hasn't scored, and only 2 for Tiffany Mitchell. So those are the 2 games that are going on this evening. All right, let's touch on some, I guess you could call it breaking news. Let me see if my thing is actually loaded. That would help, right? Oh, it has the wrong thing loaded. Good thing I checked. Chrome, you want to look at this. There we go. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to look at, Beulah. We're going to exactly look at that. Oh, Cicely said how many franchises have moved or folded in the past 25 years? Yeah, good thing Con Landon gave you the list here. But it's been a lot. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. All right, I did want to touch on this, but yeah, those are the franchises that 6 franchises folded and 5 have relocated. Thanks to Con Lennon for typing that up. But this was the breaking news that took place earlier today. The Indiana Fever have waived Dewana Bonner, and they've signed Ari McDonald for the rest of the season. Dewana Bonner, as I reported yesterday, it came out that she was out for personal reason because she didn't want to be, she no longer wanted to play with the Fever for whatever reason. The report alludes to the starting spot, but for some reason I think it's deeper than just her not starting anymore. It probably has something deeper to do with that. It probably could be a tiny part, but I don't think that's the sole reason why she no longer wants to play. But they said it wasn't a fit from the start. According to the article, it didn't seem like a fit from the start. and this is the way that it ends up happening. She was on an unprotected contract, so the Fever do not owe her the full 200,000 that they signed her to. They just owe her a prorated amount of how many games she was a part of the team. So she is now waived. Teams have 48 hours to claim her off of waivers. If they claim her off of waivers, they have to pick up that $200,000 salary, which I don't think anybody will. And then she will be a free agent after those 48 hours are open. She alludes that it's reported that she wants to either go to Phoenix to be, I don't know if it's to be with her fiance, but her fiance lives in Phoenix, which is Alyssa Thomas, who plays for the Mercury. Or she wants to go to Atlanta, I'm guessing, because there's ties to Bree Jones there, her former teammate with Connecticut. But we have to see what the teams will do. Phoenix is riding a 5-game winning streak right now. I don't know if they want to mess up that chemistry or whatever they have going on. And Atlanta, they don't really have the space for her, especially if it's true that it's only she wants to start. Then I don't know if that's really gonna work in either of those spots. So this is the developing story. As of now, Ari McDonald is back with the Fever after signing with a hardship contract with her. I said with them earlier in the season. Chemo, what's good? Salute. I feel like I haven't seen you in a bit. Hope all is well. Sigmund, the rate of scoring has declined drastically. Definitely has. Sicily said, and next year Portland is back, and who else? No other team that has folded is returning besides Portland. That's the only team that's returning that was folded in the past. The other teams would have to be a team from Miami, Charlotte, Sacramento, but I don't see those happening right now. So that is the halftime report. That was only breaking news I had. Thanks for everybody for joining the stream. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new here. We're about 12 subscribers away from 1K subs on the channel. Appreciate you guys and the support. 46-43, as you can see from the first and second quarter scoring, the scoring drastically fell off, as Sigmund mentioned. It was a high scoring first quarter. Defenses settled in the second. Offense slowed down. Beulah says Toronto is the first team to play outside the U.S. Yep. They will be starting in 2026. They will be the first team. So we shall see. Chemo said I would like to see the Comets come back. Yeah. The thing with these teams is that you have to have somebody or a ownership group who's willing to bring the team back. It's not as simple as the WNBA saying we pick Houston. It's people are approaching the WNBA saying we have ownership groups in these cities. This is where I want the team to play. And then the WNBA will vet these cities, see the I guess the reliability and the functionality, or the sustainability is the word I'm looking for, of these franchises in these cities. As we've seen in the past, you need to have a practice facility to even be sort of considered. In the recent past, I should say, you need to have a practice facility to be even considered to get an expansion franchise. So so if you don't have all your ducks in a row, as they say, you will be on the outside looking in. So we'll see. I think the league should stop at this next round of expansion just for now. They have the new CBA coming in. You're gonna give at least 24 new roster spots with this expansion draft. So I think the league should settle down because you still have to fit in all these games into the calendar. I don't think the WNBA will expand the calendar anymore. They're already pushing it to the brink of where they can really push it. They can't make it any earlier or else he'll encroach you'll encroach with the NCAA season, not giving the rookies enough chance to they already have a little bit of time to transition from college to the pros. If you make it any earlier, it'll make it even tougher. So they have to keep the season start date around where they have it in mid-May-ish. And then if you can't push it too far, because then you encroach into NBA, the start of the NBA season, a lot of these teams share the same arenas. So it's going to be interesting how the WNBA moves forward in that regard. So we'll see what happens there. We shall see what happens. Right, we're still at halftime. We're in a commercial. You're not missing anything. Still at halftime. Still at halftime. Beulah says I try to watch Valkyries versus Liberty game because I live in Canada. No, I hear that. I hear that. 46-43. Looking for the Liberty to try and pull away here. Offense is hard to come by for Sabrina Ionescu tonight. Cicely says New York got this tonight. Golden State is missing Carla Late. I don't know. This Valkyries team, they rest on their defense. They rest on their defense. They turn their defense to offense. So I will not count them out. Tudo says I'm shocked Sabrina's struggling. I mean, she just coming back off the missing one game with a neck injury. Probably still a little sore. I know she wanted to play in the Bay Area for the first game that the Liberty were there. So who knows if she rushed back. Probably just pressing a little bit too much. Pressing a little bit too much. Sorry, I had to take that call. So yeah, she's probably pressing just a little bit too much. We shall see how she does in the second half. Doesn't need to press as much. But we'll see what she does. She's only scored 1 point. And New York is missing Jonquel Jones. New York is missing Jonquel Jones. So that's another thing to remember. Jonquel and Leonie Fibich. So it's an adjustment for everybody. You don't have that big paint presence. That 3-level scorer who can shoot the three, who can post up inside and still score. So something to keep an eye on. This is good practice for Niara Sabali. We're definitely gonna need her come the later games of the season. In case Jonquel Jones once Jonquel Jones does come back and she's working her way back, we want Niara to be confident to be able to step into that role and be able to play effectively. All right, looks like we're about a minute away from halftime being over. Mom says it looks like her neck still hurts. Yeah, a little stiff there. She does have like tape on it right now. I just can see on the broadcast she has like some tape around the neck. Probably some KT tape, I don't know. That tape that they be putting on the arms and stuff, but the trainer just took it off of her neck. So probably still is a little bit stiff for her. But you out there, you got to contribute. There's no excuses in that regard. Once you're on the court, you gotta deliver. Liz said, did Jay get surgery on her ankle? No, they didn't. They said no, it was just a sprain. So they're just remedying it. No surgery. All right, let me turn my broadcast back on. All right, salute to everybody who hung around for the halftime report. Appreciate you guys for hanging around. Tuda said Brianna might gotta drop 40. I mean, she dropped like 30 something that game against Phoenix. It didn't matter. So we'll see. We need Natasha Clouchy to get downhill and do her thing. I would like to see her continue to penetrate and get to the paint. That's Rebecca Gardner was doing that, and it was really helping us out a lot. Third quarter has started, people. Third quarter has started with the Valkyries. Veronica Burton. Handoff to Talbot. Kennedy Burke starts this third quarter for... Who's she starting for? Or for Niara Sabally. That's interesting. Hope everything's okay. Kate Martin gets to start in the third, and she gets to the basket and scores the layup to start. I was looking at the bench to see where Niara was. Bad lazy pass by Natasha Cloud. Cloud over to Stewie. Stewie pulls up for three. Short. Kennedy Burke tips it to Sabrina. Lazy pass, but Stewie saves it over to Cloud. Cloud for three. She's short. Another offensive rebound over to Sabrina. Sabrina for three. And she's short. And the Liberty just chucking up threes and missed all of them. Rebound to the Valkyries. 46-45. 5 for 21 from three. Burton with the ball. Oh, so no Hayes to start this quarter. That's why Kate Martin is starting. Martin with the ball. Oh, bounce pass through Kennedy Burke's legs. Gets it back for three. If she would have hit that, I would have been upset. Janelle, thank you for the super chat. Liberty win? I hope so. Ball over to Cloud. Cloud pulls up for three and misses badly. Ball gets tipped out, and the Liberty get the steal. Burke over to Sabrina. Sabrina over to Kennedy Burke. Wide open for three. She pulls, and finally, the Liberty shot like 6 threes in the first 2 minutes of that quarter. And Burke finally hits one. Outlet to Monique Billings. She's under the basket, throws it out. Over, and Rebecca Gardner gambles on the steal over to Talbot. Talbot tries to respond, and she does. Steph Talbot with the response from three. And it's back to a 1-point game, 49-48. Cloud with the ball. Stewie over to Rebecca. Rebecca over to Sabrina, left-hand side, over to Cloud. Cloud comes off the screen, drops it off. Rebecca wasn't looking. That's a turnover. And the Valkyries on the run. They dribble it back out. Kayla Thornton gets it to Burton. Burton wide open, mid-range jump shot is good. Natasha Cloud with the Liberty's first turnover, or it's probably our second turnover of the game, and the Valkyries retake the lead, 50-49. Cloud gets it over to Burke. Burke over to Gardner. Gardner gets downhill. Stewie in the corner, over to Cloud, over to Burke. Burke for three, and way off. Valkyries in a zone here, forcing the Liberty to just shoot threes, and they don't really have prolific three-point shooters on the floor besides Sabrina, and she's struggling tonight. Burton with the ball. Handoff to Thornton. Thornton for three, and she misses. Sabrina with the rebound. Sabrina over to Stewie. Stewie, corner to Cloud. Cloud, another three. Misses badly, and the Liberty just want to shoot threes this quarter. Talbot over to Burton. Burton for three. And she misses. Burke comes in for the rebound. Goes out of bounds off the Valkyries. So Sandy Brondello notices they're running a zone here. Checks in Maureen Johannes to try and space the floor here. This is where the Liberty would miss a Leonie Fibich, who is a floor spacer as well. Bad pass by Stewie. Kayla Thornton picks the pocket, goes coast to coast, and lays it in. So Liberty getting sloppy with the basketball to start this third quarter. Third quarter libs all over again. And we have a foul there by Kayla Thornton. Liberty almost lost the ball again. So Liberty need to settle down. 52-49, the Valkyries on top. And Liberty almost with another turnover. I don't know what's going on here. Stewie with the ball. Stewie dribbling at the three-point line over to Burke. Burke for three. Burke misses. Liberty not even trying to get into the paint here. Great defense by the Valkyries. Ball over to Mo Billings. Mo Billings attacks Stewie. Out to Martin. Martin drives baseline. Gets cut off. Dribbles back out. Over to Billings. Billings, handoff to Burton. Burton drop off to Billings on the roll. Layup. Oh, it goes halfway down and out. Stewie with the rebound. That was a great play, though. Stewie bounce pass to Gardner. Gardner gets bumped from behind, and she'll go to the line for free throws. Nah, Cosmos. A bunch of people voted for the want the Valkyries to win. You're not the only one. I mean, I don't. Liberty need to get off this 2-game losing streak. Gardner first free throw is up and good. Golden State outscoring Liberty 9-4 here in the quarter. Rebecca Gardner up to 8 points. Rebecca Gardner second free throw, and they jinxed it. They just said she was a perfect 9 for 9 from the line. The announcers jinx. She misses the second one. 52-50. Ball in play with the Valkyries. Tiffany Hayes back in. Oh, Rebecca Gardner gets her hands on the ball, but it finds its way to Kate Martin. Isabella Harrison has checked in for the Liberty. Kate Martin attacks Sabrina's and scores. And one. So Kate Martin looked to attack Sabrina. Has a little bit of a weight advantage on her. Gets into the paint, scores, and will go to the line for the 3-point play. For the 3-point play, Kate Martin knocks it down. So it's back to a 5-point lead for the Valkyries. They're outscoring the Liberty 12-4 in this quarter. Liberty got a little bit sloppy here. Sabrina gets it over to Marine. Marine down to Stewie. Stewie in the post, faces up, rips through, posts up against Ami here. Dream shake over to Rebecca Gardner for 3. And Rebecca Gardner from the left wing knocks down the 3. Gets it back to a 2-point game. Good patience by Brianna Stewart there. Veronica Burton gets downhill. Throws it over to Kate Martin at the top of the key. Kate Martin, handoff to Hayes. Hayes over to Ami here. Ami here, pump fakes for 3, gets downhill, goes up, and it rolls off. She gets the rebound on the floor, and they call a pushing foul. She got her own miss on the floor. So we have a timeout here. Valkyries up to 55-53. Cosmo says if Valkyries win, I win $1,000. Listen, man, I don't want you to lose any money, but I need the Liberty to win this game. Not even for, for betting reasons. Let's take a look at this. 55-53. Valkyries on top. They're outscoring the Liberty 12-7 in the third quarter. Liberty got a little sloppy to start that third quarter. Something with the third quarter affects the Liberty. They came out with a different starting lineup. The Valkyries came out in a little bit of a zone, forcing the Liberty to shoot a bunch of threes. As you can see, they're 7 for 27 from 3. 25%. 0 for 5 for Sabrina, 0 for 5 for Cloud. 3 for 6 for Burke. So they got into that zone, forced the Liberty to shoot threes, and that threw the Liberty out of their game. They're up to 3 turnovers now. They only had 1 in that first half. They're up to 3. Ambula said Germany lost in knockouts against Belgium. Yeah, I did see that, but they still have like the classification games to play. So I don't expect Leonie Phoebus to come back until next week. Yeah, Tudo, third quarter Cup of Doom. I don't understand it. It does not make any sense. Let me see who my Miami Heat drafted in the draft. Brianna Stewart is now 7th on the New York Liberty's all-time rebounds list with her 7 rebounds tonight against Golden State. She raises her Liberty total to 773, passing Jonquel Jones to 772. That's funny. Let me see what the Miami Heat did. Miami Heat. Salute to everybody who joined the stream so far. I appreciate you guys. Who we drafted? We drafted Casperus. Who's this? Casperus. Who is this guy? Somebody. Anybody watch college ball? I don't know who Casperus Chakusionis. I don't know who that is. But we'll see. We'll see. Liberty got nothing to lose. I mean, Miami got nothing to lose. Olsen says Sabrina. Yeah, Sabrina. A 2-pack of it. She can't throw a rock in the ocean. There's Brick Squad. So, ball coming back to the Valkyries. Ball in play. Yeah, he was drafted from Illinois. Yeah, K Diggs. Hayes with the ball. Hayes looks to attack Stewie, gets into the lane, goes with the left and misses. Rebound to Stewart. Long arm of the law there. Rebecca Gardner, a chance to tie or take the lead. Gets it to Isabel Harrison, who's getting some minutes. Hand off to Marine Johannes. Marine not even looking at the basket. Marine now gets downhill, gets into the paint, over to Burke. Burke with 8 seconds. Burke tries to attack. Spin move. Draws the foul, and she'll go to the line. Draws the foul on Talbot. Yeah, tonight was, I thought it would have been a good night, but her coming off the neck soreness, it looks like it's still affecting her. She had to wrap on it at halftime. Probably still a little tight, but wanted to play in her home state or home area. Burke, free throw is up and good. Kennedy Burke off the bench giving great minutes. She's up to 14 points here off the bench. Second free throw is up and good for KB, and she ties the game at 55. 15 for Kennedy Burke off the bench. She's the second leading scorer for the Liberty tonight. Chris said someone tell coach to keep Thornton in the game. She in the game now. Burton with the ball. Burton, gives it to Hayes. Hayes gets downhill. Corner to Ami here. Ami here for 3. She misses. Rebound to Stewie, and they call a foul away from the ball against Isabella Harrison trying to box out Tiffany Hayes. So the Liberty had the rebound, but that foul away from the basket gives the ball back to the Golden State Valkyries. Tiffany Hayes, if she's not on the floor when you see her, then something's wrong. Ball over to Burton. Corner to Martin. Martin for 3. Air ball. Fight for the rebound. It goes off Thornton's fingertips and out of bounds. So 55-55. Let me run my clock down. It's 3:39 to go in the third quarter. And the Liberty have the basketball. I'm about 30-ish seconds, 20 seconds behind on my clock here. Marine Johannes with the ball. Oh, looked like she got smacked in the face there. Gardner out to Stewie. Stewie over to Harrison. Harrison, look at the basket. Over to Burke. Burke to Marine. Marine with 3 seconds. Marine, nobody looking at the clock. Everybody just pass. Nobody looking at the clock to shoot the basketball. Shot clock violation. 55-55. They got a bunch of good looks on that possession there. And everybody just passed out of good looks with the clock running down. Burton with the ball. Burton crossover. Tries to get into the paint. Over to Ami here. Ami here. Pump fakes for 3. Gets into the paint. Off balance. Jump shot. Marine Johannes with the rebound. Marine crumbs across half court. Marine over to Isabel. Back to Marine. Marine comes off the screen. Marine for 3. Thank you, Marine. Shoot the ball. And Johannes hits a 3. 3-point lead for the Liberty. Marine overseas is a much different player than Marine here in the States. She's like the focal point of the teams overseas. And when she gets here, oh, what a good fake by Letitia Amahir on the fake dribble handoff. Isabel Harrison gets caught, and Amahir goes right to the basket and scores. 58-57. Ball over to Johannes. Over to Stewie. Stewie with the ball. Bad pass. Brianna Stewart tries to go cross court. Kate Martin with the steal. Kayla Thornton goes to the basket and scores over Rebecca Gardner, and they retake the lead. Liberty's sloppy with the basketball there, and it's 59-58. Marine Johannes, another three, and she knocks down another three off the screen. Marine Johannes finally starting to wake up and look at the basket. 61-59 Liberty. Kate Martin with the ball. Kate Martin over to Kayla Thornton. Thornton with the ball. Finds Burton on the cut over to Amahir. Amahir, hop step, layup is good. Great ball movement by the Valkyries. I can't even hate. Great ball movement there. They get into the paint. Over to Isabel Harrison. She's not even looking at the basket. Ball over to Johannes. Johannes off one leg. Oh, Johannes for three off one leg. Oh my gosh. Marie Johannes going left off one leg. Cash. Three straight threes for Marine Johannes. Martin attacks Harrison and misses. Marine with the ball. Marine, what a pass to Stewart, and scores. They call an offensive foul on Rebecca Gardner. It negates the layup. What a pass by Marine. That's what I need Marine to do. She looks so passive. Look at the basket and look to score. Marine with 9 points in this quarter on three straight threes. Ball in play with the Valkyries. I think they're still debating. Negates Stewie's layup on that foul. Ball in play here. Caitlin Chen has checked in for the Valkyries. Caitlin Chen with the ball over to Martin. Martin pump fakes. Right side to Thornton. Thornton, no hesitation for three. Halfway down, Cloud gets the rebound. It's Cloud, Marine, Gardner, Sabali, and Burke. Oh, she tried to cross over. It goes off of Kate Martin's foot. 27 seconds to go here in the quarter. Cloud will inbound. Cloud to inbound. They get the ball into Marine. Guarded by Hayes tightly. Is anybody going to do anything? Anybody going to come set a screen? Marine Johannes tries to split the double, and they call Marine's holding her knee. And she gets helped up. They call a kick ball. Kick ball on the Valkyries. 15 seconds to go. Shot clock. It should be 14 seconds on the clock. So Liberty retained possession here. 64-61. 15 seconds to go. Shot clock is turned off. They get the ball into Cloud. Over to Marine. Marine with the ball. Gets sloppy with it. It's turned over. And Cloud hits. They call a foul on Natasha Cloud. So Marine a little loose with the ball. Oh, that went off Cloud's knee. It went off Cloud. That is the correct call. I thought they called a foul there. But it's 8 seconds there on the clock. 64-61. Ball over to Martin in the corner for three. Air ball. Marine with the rebound. Over to Cloud. Cloud with 1 second. What are you doing, Natasha? Shoot the basketball. It's an offensive foul. Sometimes Natasha Cloud does some questionable things. There's 2 seconds left on the clock. She tries to pass it instead of just shooting the floater from 5 feet away from the basket. It's 0.2 on the clock. Valkyries get it in, and that's how the quarter ends. Liberty up 64-61 at the end of the third. Oh, I forgot to check in on the Liberty app. I'm missing out on some points. I'll be forgetting to check in. Let me hurry up and try and check in right quick. Let me show y'all the box score in the meantime. I'm over here worried about other things. 64-61. Let me get my reward points. Looking at the comments now. Beulah says, "Why did my Raptors draft forwards? They need a center." Listen, a lot of people are questioning what their team did today. I see a lot of Nets fans were in disbelief. With the players that they drafted. I'm not too sure who they drafted, to be completely honest with you. I saw that the first round draft pick, some Russian guy that went to BYU. I haven't heard anybody nice out of BYU since Jimmer Fredette. So I'm not too sure. Salute to all 71 of y'all in the chat. 70 of y'all in the chat. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you leave a like on the stream. Subscribe if you're new here. We're about 11 away from 1K subs. So if you haven't subbed already, make sure you do. In that third quarter, Marine Johannes saved us. We tie up with the Valkyries 18-18, so the lead is the same as it was at halftime, a 3-point lead. Brianna Stewart still with 21. She didn't score in that quarter. 11 for Rebecca Gardner. You got 15 from Burke and 11 from Johannes. She had 9 in the quarter. I think it was 9. Yeah, 9 in the quarter. For the Valkyries, you have 13 from Talbot, 15 from Hayes. That's just balanced scoring from them, really. Almost everybody who's come in has scored besides Chen and Bree Hall actually got some minutes. I didn't even recognize she was on the court. Besides those two. Let's take a quick gander over to the other game that's going on. 68-49 is the score. Vegas on their way to beating the Connecticut Sun. They outscored them 28-17 in that third. For Connecticut, Sanaya Rivers with 10, Tina Charles with 12, Nelson Adota with 12. For the Aces, you got 20 from Asia Wilson and Jackie Young, 11 from Gray, and 10 from Jewel Lloyd. All right, fourth quarter about to start here. The Liberty will have possession. Ball and play here. Brianna Stewart playing a lot of point center, a point forward, you want to call it. Stewie gets into the paint, goes up, hangs, misses, and can't get the tip. Rebound to Hayes. Hayes tries to get downhill. Gets it over to Ami here. Over to Caitlin Chen. Chen with the ball. Over to Hayes. Sabrina is also back in the game for the Liberty. So Hayes with the ball. Corner to Chen. Chen pump fakes, gets downhill. Tries to go off glass and misses. Stewie with the rebound. I don't know why Cloud was so out of position there. That was dangerous. Niara handoff to Sabrina. Sabrina comes off the screen and gets bumped by Hayes. So Sabrina has not made a field goal in this game. She has 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block. Those are her other stats. Cloud with the ball. Cloud over to Burke. Burke down to Stewie. Stewie against Thornton. ISO it up. Stewie dream shakes. Spins out. Throws it out to Sabrina. Sabrina has to get it up. Off balance. Oh, and Sabrina hits the off balance one. Sabrina couldn't throw a rock in the ocean. Shot clock running down. Sabrina chucks it up from 3 and it goes 67-61. Her first points, her first field goal of the game. Chen with the ball over to Hayes. Hayes over to Martin in the corner. Martin attacks Sabrina, puts her in the post. They send a late double over Martin off balance, and they call a foul there by Natasha Cloud. So Kate Martin will go to the line for free throws. So Natasha Cloud with 4 fouls now. Kate Martin first free throw is up and good. I hope Marine is okay. She has some, it looked like some padding wrapped around that knee that she bumped in that last quarter. So I hope she's good to go. Kate Martin hits the second free throw. It's 67-63. My clock's a little fast. It's 8:30 to go here. Stewie with the ball. Tries to get downhill. Ball gets tipped away. Sabrina with the ball. Over to Kennedy Burke in the corner. Burke tries to go. Puts Martin in the post. Gets tipped away. 5 seconds. Over to Sabrina. Sabrina another three. Way off. Didn't even hit the rim. Hit the backboard only. I would like Sabrina to try and get a little closer. She worked on her mid-range jump shot. Corner to Martin. Over to Amihir. Pump fakes for 3. Amihir gets downhill. Gets blocked by Niara Sabali. Sabrina with the ball. Sabrina over to Stewie. Stewie gets into the paint. Over to Cloud in the corner. Cloud drives over to Sabali. Top of the key. Drops it off for Sabrina. Switch over to Stewie. Stewie with 10 on the clock. Into the paint. Stewie off balance. Tries to go glass. Fight for the rebound. And the Valkyries win it. Nobody was down there to help Niara with the rebound. Over to Burton, who's back into the game here. So it's Burton, Hayes, Martin, Thornton, and Amihir. Amihir, corner pass, terrible pass. Picked off by Cloud, who runs the passing lane. Cloud slows it down, gets it over to Sabali, over to Sabrina. Sabrina comes off the screen, over to Cloud. Cloud for 3. She hasn't hit one, and she still can't. Fight for the rebound, and Hayes saves it, and saves it right to Burton. Burton goes behind the back, into the lane, hangs, can't get it. Tip rebound right to Cloud by Stewie. Cloud drops it off to Sabrina. Sabrina, now she shoots a mid-range, too strong on that one. So Sabrina really having a struggle tonight. 67-63. Burton with the ball. Burton over to Thornton. No communication there. Thornton wide open for 3, and she drills it. And timeout called by Sandy Brondello. 1-point game. Miscommunication there between Niara and Kennedy Burke leaves a wide open Kayla Thornton for 3. And we know as Liberty fans what she can do. That's where communication is important. You got to say, switch, or I got it. Or use some hand motion to indicate. You just can't assume your teammate knows what's going on there. So 67-66 is the score. We're almost at the halfway point in the fourth. Valkyries outscoring the Liberty 5-3 in this quarter. Liberty, after basically a scot-free first half, they only had 1 turnover. They're up to 7 here in a quarter and a half. Valkyries, however, have limited the turnovers. They're down. They only have 6. They had 3 or 4 at halftime. So 67-66 is the score. Liberty looking to snap their 2-game losing streak, their longest losing streak since last May. They haven't lost 2 games in a row since last May. They probably hadn't lost 3 since the start of this since Breanna Stewart came to to Brooklyn. So it's unfamiliar territory for the Liberty. The Valkyries playing young and free. carefree. They're missing a bunch of their usual starters, but still managing to keep a good fight with some really good teams over their last couple games. They've won 5 of their last 6 games. So salute to the Valkyries. I mean, this is what Natasha Cloud is. Beulah, she was never an offensive stalwart. She's very streaky. Very, very streaky. So when she's going good, everything is good. But she was never a shooter. So it limits her. Sometimes if she's not going to the basket, it limits her effectiveness. Chris Thornton using 4 more points. I expect her to get it. Stewart with her second block tonight gets her career record to 400 career blocks. Ball back in play here with the Liberty. Cloud gets it to Stewie. Stewie downhill, cross-court pass to Rebecca Gardner. Over to Burke, up top to Cloud. Cloud gets downhill, spin move, out to Burke. Burke for 3, and the Liberty needed it. Kennedy Burke knocks down the top of the key 3. And she's 4 or 7 from deep. 70-66 here. Burton with the ball. Over to Thornton, top of the key here. Looking for Hayes. They like this play. Good switch. Burton over to Steph Talbot. Burton tries to attack. Drives into the paint. Too strong. Gets her own rebound. Martin for 3. Wide open. And misses. Burke with the rebound. Burke, stop dribbling, please. Gets it over to Cloud. Cloud calls out the play. Where the Valk game at? And we're talking about it right now. Over to Burke on the roll and gets fouled on the layup attempt. The Liberty will go to the line for 2 free throws. Kennedy Burke, a revelation off the bench. 18 points off the bench for Kennedy Burke. No problem, Tommy. No problem. Burke at the line knocks down the first free throw. Salute to everybody who's on stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in for some late night W hoops. I know I didn't get to talk about the rest of the schedule for the week, but once we have another break, I'll touch on it. Kennedy Burke knocks down both. A 20-piece for Kennedy Burke off the bench. That's her ideal role. I don't want Kennedy Burke starting. 72-66. Martin with the ball over to Burton, right side. Burton gets the screen from Talbot. They switch. Burton looks to attack Burke. Gets it out to Talbot. Talbot bounce past to Thornton. Fight in the paint. It goes off. It looked like it went off Thornton. And it goes out of bounds. A Liberty ball. Liberty hands in the passing lanes there. Getting deflections. And it pays off. Liberty basketball. Stewie inbounds it. And Cloud with the basketball. Gets it over to Stewart. We just crossed the 5-minute mark. I was a little ahead. We just crossed the 5-minute mark. Ball over to Sabrina. Sabrina's been having a stinker. But the Liberty still have the lead here. Sabrina with 10 on the clock. Sabrina drops it off to Cloud. Cloud into the paint. And she throws it to where she thought Rebecca Gardner would be. Rebecca was going to cut. And Cloud throws it to the corner. It's another turnover. Yeah, Sigmund. Way too many. I understand they're moving the ball a lot, but sometimes there's when a chance you pass it too much. The Cloud was in the paint, just had to turn around and go to the basket. She opts to throw a no-look pass to the corner. Kate Martin, corner 3, and she knocks it down. They keep leaving the corner 3 open, and Kate Martin made them pay that time. 72-69. Sabrina comes off the screen over to Burke. Burke, no hesitation 3. She misses that one. Rebound to Martin. Martin gets it to Thornton. Thornton gets downhill. Picks up her dribble over to Burton. Back to Martin. Martin, back-to-back threes. Back-to-back threes. Kate Martin. And she ties the game at 72. Liberty don't match up in transition. And back-to-back threes by Martin here. Ball over to Sabrina. Sabrina goes baseline. Floater is up, and it's too strong and goes over the rim. Valkyries with a chance to retake the lead here. Oh, and they deflect the ball. Burton gets the steal, and she misses the reverse layup. I think Stewie got a piece of it. And a blocking foul called by Tiffany Hayes trying to draw the charge on Stewie. Sabrina, 1 for 10 tonight. Oh, almost banned somebody by accident. Sabrina, 1 for 10 tonight. Kate Martin, back-to-back threes. Kate Martin off the bench. She's up to 15 points. Maureen Johannes has checked in for the Liberty. Ball in play here with the Liberty. Brianna Stewart with the ball. Over to Sabrina. Sabrina over to Maureen Johannes. Johannes over to Stewie in the corner. Stewie gets into the paint. Post up. Off balance jump shot is good over Kayla Thornton. Stewie with a tough shot. And the Liberty retake the lead 74-72. Martin with the ball. Martin gets it up top to Burton. Gets it to Kayla Thornton. Kayla Thornton attacks Sabrina. Well, travel, please. And they call a travel. Kayla Thornton trying to do too much there. Attack Sabrina on the mismatch. She travels. And we have a timeout there. Brianna Stewart dribbles from the three-point line. Gets into the paint. Shoots the jumper over KT, her former teammate. And gives the Liberty a 2-point lead. Woo, we have a tight one on our hands, people. Another tight game on our hands. 74-72 with 3 minutes to go. Tudo said need 30. They have no one to stop her. Yeah. Brianna Stewart up to 23 points. That's her second, only her first field goal since like the first half. She was quiet that whole third quarter and this quarter as well. But she does have 23 points and 10 rebounds. Rebecca Gardner with 11. And you see the rest of the starters. 3 from Niara, 2 from Cloud, 4 from Sabrina. Burke with 20 is also carrying us, and Maureen Johannes. So we got 31 points off our bench, which is really contributing. Caden said might be cooked. Took Valks at plus 340. Nah. The Liberty is still a close game. Liberty can still choke this game away. I hope not, but with this team, anything is possible. For the Valkyries, you have 11 from Kayla Thornton with 7 rebounds, 13 for Steph Talbot, 15 for Hayes, 15 for Martin off the bench, 6 for Amma here off the bench. Elo says overtime? Possibly. I wouldn't put it past them. Overtime game, 74-72, a lot of time left. 3 minutes left. Yeah, in that second half, Andrew, the Liberty started turning the ball over. They had 1 turnover at halftime. They've had 7 since. So that third quarter, they got away from what was working. Salute to everybody joining the stream. Appreciate you guys joining up. We have a nice game on our hands here. 74-72, 2-point game. Coming down to the wire here. I'm guessing Tommy has the under. He said he need more bricks. Liberty looking to snap a 2-game losing streak. Valkyries looking to expand on their winning streak. I think they've won 5 of their last 6. So Valkyries looking to get this win. So Tudo, salute for that. Liberty last 3-game losing streak was in 2021. So Liberty looking to try and avoid that. So it is Valkyries no, it's Liberty basketball, I believe. After that travel there by Kayla Thornton. So a 2-point lead, 2:57 to go, ball in play with the Liberty. Stewie with the ball, tries to go downhill on Talbot, hands it off to Marine. Marine with the ball, dribbles back out to half court, 10 seconds to go. Marine over to Burke with 8 to go. 7, 6, 5. Burke hand off to Sabrina. Sabrina has to get downhill. Goes behind the back. Loses the ball. Burke gets it off. It goes off the rim. Rebecca Gardner with the rebound and misses the putback. Oh, that was a great offensive rebound by Rebecca Gardner. She just couldn't finish the putback. Rebound to the Valkyries. Valkyries with the ball and Burton. Burton comes off the screen. They get it to Martin. Martin hit back-to-back threes to tie this at 72. Talbot with the ball over to Hayes. Hayes with 3 on the clock. Hayes gets it in, just throws it up, and they call a foul on Rebecca Gardner. Or do they? They not. They say it was on Gardner for a pull. So Hayes will go back to the line to tie this game up. With 2 seconds on the clock, you don't want to foul, and she ends up fouling. Or do they call? Or they say it wasn't in the act of shooting. It's sideline out of bounds. Okay. I thought it was a shooting foul. Oh snap! I just noticed I reset the clock. 2 minutes to go. Talbot down the lane over to Martin. Martin for 3. And Kate Martin knocks down the 3. They keep leaving Kate Martin open for 3, and she's making them pay. 1:45 to go. Sabrina shoots the 3, and she gets fouled on a 3-point attempt. The Liberty sagging too far off of Kate Martin, but Sabrina gets fouled on that attempt, encroaching on the landing space by Kayla Thornton. 1:48 to go. And I don't know if they're going to review to see if they upgrade this or they challenge in the call. Golden State up 175-74 here. So they're gonna review this to see if this upgrade gets upgraded to a flagrant for encroaching on the landing space of a shooter. I don't know if overtime. I don't know. I don't know. I hope not. It's been a long day. So while the refs are reviewing this, yeah, Chemo says I feel like the Vikings have spies from every team. They play spoiler every given night. Listen, no matter who's out there, Coach Nakase has them hooping, and I just gotta salute her for that. Sabrina comes off. They're showing the replay. Kayla Thornton jumps forward and gets into the landing space. Thankfully, Sabrina doesn't land on the foot, so it doesn't get upgraded. Sabrina goes to the line for 3 free throws. So Sabrina will go to the line. No upgrade there. Sabrina will go to the line for 3 free throws. 4 points, 1 for 7 from 3. She does have 7 rebounds and 4 assists. So let's see what Sabrina Ionescu can do. Can she play savior after struggling to make a shot tonight? Sabrina, first free throw is up and good. Ties the game at 75. Sabrina for the second, and she buries the second calmly. Liberty take the lead, 76-75. Yeah, Black Logic. Liberty don't look the same without John Quell. That's why she was the MVP of the finals. Very important piece to this whole thing working. And Sabrina knocks down all 3 free throws. Liberty in the bonus the rest of the way. 77-75. Valkyries ball. They get it up to Steph Talbot. She attacks, throws it out. Terrible pass, and Stewie steals it. Cardinal sin of basketball, doing a jump pass, and Talbot does it. Burke with the ball. Burke gets it over to Sabrina. Sabrina gets into the paint, goes up with the left hand layup. Ah, too strong. It goes over the rim. She had the lane. It just has not been her night from the field. Veronica Burton with the ball. Burton gets it over to Hayes. Kennedy Burke gambles. Martin again for three. Oh, she misses. Liberty get extremely lucky. Kennedy Burke with the gamble left the lane wide open, and it led to an extra pass there. Kate Martin just misses the wide open three. Sabrina drops it off to Burke. Burke with the ball. Burke picks up her dribble. 7 seconds. Hands it off to Stewie, and they say it's off of Kayla Thornton. 6 seconds to go. I think they're going to review that. It looked like it looked like Kayla Thornton pokes it out from behind. I don't know if it touches Breanna Stewart's thigh before it goes out of bounds, but they're gonna review it. Nothing to lose here for the Valkyries. It's a timeout either way. You can't take it with you. They're gonna challenge this call. All right, under review here. This is a big call for the Valkyries. If it is indeed a off of Breanna Stewart, the ball goes to the Valkyries. Down 2 with 49 seconds to go. If the Liberty get it, they put them in prime position here. I see a lot of people saying that. I see one person say I need to go to overtime. People rooting for Golden State. Listen, man, this is a good game. I cannot lie. Cannot lie. It's nerve-wracking to be as a Liberty fan. Looking at the upcoming schedule though, people, let me see. Looking at the upcoming schedule, I will be on tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, the 26th.
Let's go.
Salute for the sub, Brad. Salute for the sub. Appreciate you. Appreciate you subbing. We're 10 away, people. 10 away from 1,000 subs. Let's get the subs up if you haven't already. Let's get the subs up if you haven't already. 10 away from 1,000 subs on the channel. Appreciate you guys subbing and liking on the stream. Make sure you leave a like. It helps the channel out tremendously. People took Thornton hasn't. I don't think she's played particularly offensively well against the Liberty since she got snatched up in the expansion draft. This is where I would like to see Kennedy Burke fake the handoff and try to attack, but sometimes players are so ingrained on trying to get it to other players they don't recognize when they have an advantage. So I will be on tomorrow. If I get home in time, I will do the Sparks and Fever game. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern. If not, then I'll do the Mystics and Aces game at 10 p.m. I'll create a stream so you guys can see it. Whenever I get that situated. Let me hide this at the top so I can fix it. So it looks like in that other game that was taking place, it's the Vegas Aces win 85-59. They blow out the Connecticut Sun. The challenge was unsuccessful. Giant said he took UNESCO under 19.5. Salute to you. Salute to you. Hood and Holy, what up? What up? Salute, salute. It is Liberty basketball, Tommy. Liberty basketball. 49.7 seconds to go here. Yes, sir. Everything is all good. Just a late stream here. Sabrina got to get it in. And gets it in barely to Breanna Stewart. Almost a 5-second violation. Stewie off balance too. And it rolls off. Rebound to Steph Talbot. Salute MJ Pack for the sub. Salute. 5 away from 1K. Appreciate you guys. Veronica Burton with the ball. Don't foul, Sabrina. Don't foul. Gets it over to Tiff Hayes. Tiff Hayes gets downhill. Oh, gets stolen by Sabrina. Sabrina with the steal. And they can run the clock out. And Veronica Burton fouls to stop the clock. Man, y'all really got the subs up quick. We're 3 away now. 997 subs. What a steal by Sabrina Ionescu. Tiffany Hayes drives down the lane to her non-dominant right hand. Sabrina in the paint gets the big steal there. And what a huge play after a night of struggling for Sabrina Ionescu. These free throws can ice the game here if she knocks down both. Sabrina, first free throw is up, and she knocks down the first. So we have a 3-point game here. MJ, appreciate it, my friend. Salute, salute. Sabrina with 8 points. She couldn't throw a rock in the ocean, but she's been knocking down free throws, and she knocks down the second. 79-75, a 2-possession game, 21 seconds to go. 79-75. So Sabrina Ionescu having a struggle tonight, but she comes through when it matters most. Gets fouled on that 3-point shot, hits all 3 free throws, and hits those 2 there. Janelle, thank you for the super chat, or for the super sticker. Appreciate you. So Sabrina Ionescu up to 9 points on 1 of 11 shooting. She's knocked down all 6 of her free throws and hit 1 3. Tommy said he needs a Valkyrie brick. From your lips to God's ears. Liberty outscoring the Valkyries by 1 here in the 4th quarter. It's 15-14. We had 999, one away from 1,000 subs. You guys really came through with that. I appreciate you guys. Hey! 1,000 subs. I appreciate y'all, man. Salute. 1,000 subs. All right, let's get back to the game. Valkyries to inbound. Hayes gets it into Thornton. Thornton guarded by Cloud. One-legged fall away. Air ball. Gardner with the save, but her foot goes out of bounds. It stays with the Valkyries. 16.5 to go. Brad, I appreciate that. I'm a big Caitlin Clark fan. Ball to Hayes to inbound under the basket. Hayes gets it in to Burton. Burton over to Martin. Martin pump fakes off balance 3. Oh, she hits it. Holy smokes. Kate Martin hits it from 3. It's a 1-point game. How does she even hit that? Kate Martin off balance just chucks it up at the basket and it drops over Johannes. Wow. Salute John for the sub. What in the world just happened? Kate Martin. A new career high in threes made for Kate Martin. 21 points, 4 threes. You gotta be kidding me, man. Liberty now just have to get the ball in bounds and make their free throws. What is happening? I just want to go to sleep with a Liberty win. Come on. Salute to everybody who subbed up to 1,000 subs. I appreciate you guys. It's been 2.25 seasons in the making, and we reached 1,000 subs. Salute. But if the Liberty, hopefully this stream ends with a Liberty win. Liberty win 1,000 plus subs. I'll take that. Woosah, woosah. Okay, let me get some beverage here. All right. First things first, Liberty need to get the ball inbounds. All right. So we have Kennedy Burke inbounding the ball. I don't know if I like that. She gets it into Sabrina. And they foul. Tiffany Hayes has to foul with 8.9 seconds to go. Let me put my clock back up. It's 8.9 seconds to go. I'm going to put 9 seconds to be exact. 9 seconds to go here. Sabrina Ionescu at the line for some clutch free throws here. K Diggs, appreciate it, my friend. Salute. Maddox, what's up? Liberty been playing bad lately? They're running with a bunch of different lineouts. Angelo from the Philippines. Salute, my friend. Salute, salute. Sabrina knocks down the first. So it's a 2-point game. Valkyries don't have any timeouts. They may have the reset timeout. They don't really have the indication on the screen whether they have the reset or not. Sabrina at the line for the second free throw. And she buries it. Sabrina's been clutch from the line. They called a reset timeout, so they did have one. So it's a 3-point game, 81-78. I'm not looking at the chat right now until this game is over. All right, so for the Valkyries, they have Hayes, Talbot, Burton, Thornton, and Flamethrower Martin. Hayes to get it in, gets it into Thornton. Thornton, turnaround three. Oh, it almost goes in, and they call a foul there by Rebecca Gardner trying to go for the rebound. With 6 seconds to go. Come on, Bex, you silly fouls. So Kayla Thornton shoots a turnaround three, goes off the rim, fight for the rebound, and oh, it looks like she just, I don't know, probably pushed her. So it is Valkyrie's ball again. They have another chance with 6 seconds to go. A three. Don't foul on the three, please. So Hayes to inbound here. Hayes looking. They get it to Martin. Martin with the ball. Crossover. Martin off balance again. Oh, air balls this time. And the Liberty win. Oh, my goodness. Talbot. Oh, Talbot with the miss and the Liberty get the win. They break their 2-game losing streak, their longest losing streak since last season, May. Liberty moved to 11-3 on the season. They get their first win on this road trip. Valkyries moved back to 507-7. Oh my goodness. Let me look at the chat now. Oh my goodness. It looked like Burton sold that though. Pedro, looking at the comments, fouling up three is scary. If you don't get it right, then you could foul them in the act of shooting. Hood and Holy, salute. Appreciate you guys. That was a good game. Sabrina doesn't have a good shooting game, but comes through in the clutch. Liberty get the win. Wow. Liberty moved to 11-3. Valkyries moved to 7-7. All right, let's take a quick look at the box score before we get out of here, people. Appreciate you guys tuning in as always. So Liberty get outscored 32-29 in the first. They outscored Valkyries 17-11 in the second. Tied 18-18 in the third and 17-17 in the fourth. Brianna Stewart had 21 in the first half, finishes with 23 and 10 rebounds. 11 for Gardner in her second start. 3 for Niara Sabli. Didn't play much after halftime. 11 for Sabrina. Majority came from the free throw line. She couldn't throw a rock in the ocean, but did have 7 rebounds and 4 assists. Natasha Cloud with 2 and 7 assists. Off the bench, Kennedy Berg, what a night for her. 20 points on 4 of 9 from 3. 11 for Maureen Johannes. She saved us in that third quarter, and the Liberty get the win. For Golden State, Kayla Thornton with 11 and 7 rebounds. 13 for Steph Talbot. 15 for Hayes, 21 for Martin, hitting some miraculous shots to keep them in it late. And their bench didn't really do anything else. That was a good game, people. That was a good game. What a nail biter. You're right, Cicely. What a nail biter. That steal might have won them the game. Oh, man. What a game. All right, Liz, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, y'all. So that's it for me tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Everyone who got me up to over 1,000 subs. I appreciate you guys. Whether old or new, you're all a part of my journey here. It's my 3rd season doing WNBA watch-alongs, and it's been a long ride, but I've reached over the 1,000 sub mark. I will be back tomorrow, as I mentioned, probably for a Sparks and Fever at 7 p.m. Eastern. Or Mystics at Aces at 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm hoping to do Sparks vs. Fever. I can't keep doing these late night games. I'm getting tired. It's been a long day. I went to work earlier and then had the NBA draft, and now this game. It is now 12:06 a.m. here on the East Coast, just a little after midnight. I'm going to go take a shower and get some rest. Y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all tomorrow if y'all are on stream. Make sure you leave a like on the way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate all of you for getting me to over 1,000 subs. And I will catch you guys in the next one. It's Jay Jordan. I'm out. Salute!